Hola a todos, buenas noches. Hoy es martes 3 de septiembre de 2024. Son las 6:30 de la noche o de la tarde en Colombia. Yo soy Mike y les doy la bienvenida a una clase en vivo más, donde vamos a estar haciendo una pequeña revisión de los temas que hemos publicado durante la semana pasada. Hi everybody, good evening. Today is Tuesday, September the 3rd, 2024. It's 6:30 p.m. in Colombia. I'm Mike and I bid you welcome to another review class in which we're going to, of course, review we're going to review some of the subjects that we studied in the past couple videos that we posted last week. And first, I really want to thank all of the people who's right now here with us during this live class. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time for staying here with us. Also, thanks to all of the people who are watching right now. Because this is a recorded, this video is going to be recorded and posted. Is part of a playlist, of course, so you will be able to watch this video later as many times as you want or you need. Thanks to all of the people who are watching this video later, of course, and also thank you to all of you, the ones who are members of the channel. Thanks for the support. Thank you for being part of this family and for showing your appreciation by being a member. The past week I posted two videos that I think interesting and useful subjects, because in Spanish, as I explained before, when we are studying Spanish, I think one of the most difficult aspects when it comes to learning Spanish is verb conjugation. Other than that, it's pretty much easy because adjectives are work pretty much like the same. Grammar rules are pretty much kind of the same. Subject, verb, object, structure of the sentences is pretty much of the same. But when it comes to verb conjugation, we can find this kind of difficult because we already have seen this in a lot of videos. The verb conjugation changes depending on the subject that is conjugating the verb. Something that doesn't happen in English, so that makes English easier than Spanish because of that. But anyhow, that's something that we have to learn how to do. And part of that is the thing that we've been posting. I've been posting a series of videos in which I teach how to conjugate verbs with indirect object pronouns, because that's something that's kind of confusing when we see that for the first time. And the last week I posted those two videos, one in which I talk about the difference between direct and indirect object pronouns, and I do that because in English it's the same, and we're going to see that. And another video in which I talk about reflexive verbs and pronominal constructions. Reflexive verbs, I work with reflexive pronouns. So let's start right now real quick with the difference between direct and indirect object pronouns. When we do that, when we work in English, we use just the object pronoun. That's it. In Spanish, it depends on what we are saying. We can use either the direct object pronoun or the indirect object pronoun, which are somehow different. We have differences between direct and indirect object pronouns. We check this real quick. Let me show you here. Boom. Okay, let me move this. Do this better. Oh, I'm going to. Oh shoot! Remove this. Whoops. Yeah. Okay. So as you can see, real quick here, if we have direct and indirect object pronouns, we have pretty much me is the same direct and indirect object pronoun for I. Te is the same for tú. Nos is the same for nosotros. Les is the same for you, ustedes. That's it. Whereas in the indirect object pronoun, we have les for you, ustedes, and for ellos, ellas. The direct object pronoun are different. But in English, it's the same. In English, we use me for like tell me, you, tell you, him, tell him, her. You see, it's the same. It's the same. As you can see, we use me, you, him, her, you, us, them. We use that in English, but in Spanish, it depends on the verb and the way we're using the verb. And that's the trick here to get to understand that. What I've been doing for the past couple videos is trying to explain how it works, but of course, it's also a matter of practicing and exposure to the language. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you real quick this text. Give me a second. I know this here. Boom, better. Yeah, better. Okay, so I have this text. This text is in Spanish, of course. Sorry. Okay, so this text is in Spanish, of course. And in this text, we have both direct and indirect object pronouns. So we're going to read, and then we're going to try and see where are they. It's a fairly easy exercise. So let's go. Ayer fui al mercado con mi madre. I'm going to read this in a regular rhythm, right? At a regular pace. Ayer fui al mercado con mi madre porque quería comprar algunos ingredientes para preparar la cena. Mientras caminábamos por los pasillos, ella me pidió que le ayudara a buscar las especias que necesita para su receta especial. Primero encontramos el comino y lo pusimos en el carrito. Después ella vio unos chiles rojos y me dijo, ponlos en la bolsa, por favor. También necesitábamos arroz, así que lo buscamos juntos. Cuando lo encontramos lo tomé. Perfecto, este es el que me gusta, vi. So, hopefully you understood this little story. It's a very little story, a paragraph in which basically I'm saying that I went with my mother to the supermarket. We went grocery shopping yesterday. So yesterday I went to the market with my mother, to the supermarket, because she wanted to buy some ingredients to make or to cook dinner. While we were walking through the aisles, she asked me to help her to find the species. I think that's the word, species. Oh, now a spice. Oh, now I forgot that. Oh, sorry. That she for her special recipe. First, we found I don't know what's the word for communion in English. I'm sorry for that. We put them in the cart. Then we saw some red chilies, the red hot peppers. I think that's chiles. And she told me, put them in the bag, please. We also needed rice, so we searched the rice for the rice, or we looked for the rice together. When we found them, I took it. Perfect. When we found it, I took it. Sorry. Perfect. That's the one that I like, she said. So this is pretty much the story, right? Now you understood. Maybe if you hadn't understood first. Now I want you to try and see which are the direct object pronouns here and which are the indirect object pronouns. Try and see that. Ayer fui al mercado con mi madre porque quería comprar algunos ingredientes para preparar la cena. So here we don't have any of those, right? Yesterday I went to the supermarket with my mother because she wanted to buy some ingredients to make dinner. So there's no object pronouns there. Mientras caminábamos por los pasillos, ella me pidió que le ayudara. a buscar las especies que necesita para su. So in this line, we do have a couple. Me pidió and le ayudara. Which is which? If you already know, this one can be tricky because me can be either indirect object pronoun or direct object pronoun. It depends on what's this. Then, this next line, same, here. Primero encontramos el comino y lo pusimos en el carrito. There's one, right? And it's here. It's direct or indirect object pronoun. We'll see in a moment. Después ella vio unos chiles rojos y me dijo, here, there's nothing there. Ponlos en la bolsa, por favor. Here we have something, which is ponlos. Put them in the bag. Ponlos. Put them. That's imperative. También necesitamos arroz, así que lo buscamos juntos. We looked for it together. This one. Cuando lo encontramos, lo tomé. Perfecto, es el que me gusta. That's it. So if we have here, I've highlighted both red and blue. So red are indirect object pronouns and blue are direct object pronouns. Which is which one? Of course, indirect object pronouns, we use that when we want to make reference to somebody who gets the benefit from an action, right? I'm sorry, this one is not indirect object pronoun. This one is direct object pronoun because she asks me directly. But here, this is an indirect object pronoun. So in this whole paragraph, we have just one indirect object pronoun. Le ayudar, not lo or la. In this case, because it's her, if it was a direct object pronoun, it was la ayudara, but it's not. Me pidió a mí, she asked me to help her. And these are direct object pronouns. So this is kind of the first part. And this is pretty much the exercise that you have to do in order to practice this. So the question is, if we have, well, the idea is this. If we have a direct object pronoun, or if you're in doubt, they answer to what or to whom we do something. So when we say lo pusimos, we mean el comino. Pusimos el comino. We took el comino y lo pusimos al comino. Ponlos en la bolsa. The red pepper. Ponlos. Put them. Ponlos. Lo buscamos. El arroz. Lo encontramos. El arroz. We found it. Lo tomé. El arroz. I took it. So she could check it out. Que lo revisara al arroz. So direct object pronouns, they show you to whom or for whom the action is performed. And they are me. Oh no, I'm sorry. They are sorry. We are using those, right? We are affecting the object directly. Take me, tómame, tómalo, tómala. Take her. But in the next situation, we had the indirect object pronouns, and I have also here a text. Give me just a second in order to show that. And that's it. Fix this real quick. And better. Just a bit. Okay, now we got it. This is another text, and in this text we're going to focus on reflexive verbs and pronominal constructions. Reflexive verbs and pronominal constructions, which is the subject of the second video of this week. Cada mañana Ana se despierta temprano y se prepara para comenzar el día. Mientras se lava la cara, piensa en todo lo que le interesa hacer hoy. Primero, se dedica a leer el libro, que tanto le fascina. Ella siente que cada página la transporta a un mundo diferente, y eso le encanta. Luego decide que se tomará un tiempo para aprender algo nuevo. Le gusta aprender idiomas, así que se inscribe en un curso en línea de francés. That's pretty much the text. Every morning, Anna wakes up early and she gets ready to start her day. While she watches her face, she thinks about everything that she's interested in doing today. First, she starts reading the book that she likes the most. She feels that each page takes her to a different world, and she loves that. Then she decides that she makes a decision that she's going to take some time to learn something new. She likes learning languages, so she applies to an online course, a French online course. So she signs for a French online course. So this is pretty much the text in English. That's the idea. And where do we have the reflexive verbs, and where do we have the pronominal constructions? Se despierta. Yep. Se prepara. Se lava. Se dedica. Se dedica. Se inscribe. So we have this. And pronominal constructions. Le interesa. Le fascina. Le encanta. Le gusta. And we have those here in this section. How do we know that we have I'm going to show you this, because here I've done is I just highlighted the reflexive verbs and the pronominal constructions. Reflexive verbs, remember, those are actions that we do or perform on ourselves. I shave myself, right? I wake myself up, me despierto. In Spanish, it works like that. And of course, we use the pronouns, the reflexive pronouns, me, se, te, nos. So in this case, se despierta is reflexive. Se prepara, reflexive. Se lava la cara, se dedica, se tomará, and se inscribe. And with the pronominal constructions, you see it's something that affects or benefits the subject. And regardless who's the subject indicated by the pronoun, the verb remains the same. If it's nosotros, que nos, and it doesn't change the conjugation, nos interesa. If it was I, it would be me interesa, and the conjugation doesn't change. But that's the way it works. So that's pretty much the idea. Once again, what I told you when I was explaining this in the video, that the exercise, the easiest exercise is to do this. Take a text and try to identify why. So we know that if we're looking for reflexive verbs, we look for reflexive pronouns. And we have to learn the reflexive pronouns. And when we're looking for pronominal constructions, those are the ones that indicate that something causes something on the subject. And of course, the verbs remain the same. Le interesa. Something causes interest to her. Le a ella. Could be le a él. Or could be le a usted. Because le works for all of those. Nos interesa, for us. We are interested. Nos interesa. And the verb remains the same in pronominal construction. So this is tricky. This is tricky. This can be tricky. And this is basically the idea for you to keep an eye on this, to try and identify this in texts. Look for texts. The next step would be listening, news, podcast, music, movies, series, TV shows, whatever, videos, TED Talks in Spanish, trying to identify, oh yeah, this is direct object pronoun, direct object pronoun, indirect object pronoun. This is a pronominal construction, and this is reflexive pronouns. Now, you don't really have to know in depth what is this about, but at least it's useful for you to understand that this is the way it works in Spanish, because this is something that can be confusing when we start trying to conjugate verbs and stuff. Because as I told you before, conjugation, verb conjugation is pretty much the toughest subject when it comes to learning Spanish. So I hope this has been helpful. It's just a little review. Please do the same. And remember, I'll be posting videos every week. And on Tuesdays around 6:30 Colombian time, I'll be here just to take a quick look to what we do, at what we did the week before, and just a quick review. And if you have questions about that, feel free. So that's the idea. So thank you for attending this live class. Looking forward to seeing you in future videos. If you like the video, please, you know what to do. Share with your friends, group, social media. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Click the bell button in order to get notifications, because, you know, it'll keep you posted, the videos that we're posting every week. And also, it's going to allow you to participate on the chat. We have this live class. So thank you very much for your support and for your attention and for your time. Have fun, keep on studying, and see you later. Que sigan estudiando, sigan aprendiendo. Nos vemos en el próximo video. Bye bye.